Hey everyone, this is Andy from GizChina, and today we're going to look at the DOOGEE DG800 Valencia. Now this is a really interesting phone from DOOGEE. It's a low-cost phone. It's one of their mid-range devices. And it gets the usual 4.5-inch display, 1GB of RAM and 1.3 GHz MT6582 processor. But what makes this a little bit different is that it comes with a rear touch panel, and it also has Android 4.4.2 Kitkat pre-installed too. I mean, that's at least according to the specifications anyway. Okay, so before we open up the box, let's take a look at the packaging itself. It's got a very Xiaomi feel to this packaging. We can see a diagram of the phone with a dual SIM here. It mentions the back touch out of the ordinary on the sides. And on the rear we have specifications in English, Spanish, German and Italian. And those specifications are listed as a 4.5-inch QHD display. That's a 960 by 540 resolution, and that's an IPS display. Quad-core 1.3 GHz processor. It's an MT6582. Android 4.4, WCDMA and GSM support, 1 GB of RAM, 8 GB of internal memory. We have space for an SD card up to 64 GB and a rear 13 megapixel camera and 8 front megapixel camera with 88-degree wide angle lens. So it's a pretty well spec'd phone. Let's see what's inside. We first put the packaging to one side. The first thing we come across is this. This is a spare rear panel for the DOOGEE DG800. This is a textured finish one. It's got an interesting diamond design on there. There's no rear touch on the additional panel, so you can switch between the two with or without a rear touch panel. The next thing in the box is the phone itself. We'll have a look at that in a moment. Removing more of the packaging, and we come across a film, protective film for the screen, a DOOGEE charger, DOOGEE branded charger, an instruction manual in English, which is a really nice touch. You know, a lot of these Chinese Android smartphones do come with a Chinese instruction booklet, so it's nice that DOOGEE have gone that extra mile for an English one. We've got a 2000 mAh battery. Now this, I've already had a quick look at the phone. This is quite a thin battery. We'll have to see if this actually is a 2000 mAh. And we'll also have to, give it a good review to see just how long this tiny little battery will last. Also inside we have a flat micro USB cable, which looks really nice, and it's also very similar to what OnePlus are offering with the OnePlus One. And there's also a set of earbuds too, DOOGEE branded earbuds. Okay, we put all that to one side, and let's bring in the phone. Now I've already had a quick look at this. It comes with a screen protector already on there. So we've got a 4.5-inch display here. It's a 960 by 540 QHD IPS panel. Capacitive buttons along the button which do not light up. Got this front-facing 8 megapixel camera with an 88-degree wide-angle lens. So perfect for selfies. Turn the phone around. We've got a power button on the right-hand side. Micro USB in the top with a 3.5mm headphone jack next to that. Volume rocker on the left hand side, and there's only a single microphone in the base. And if we turn the phone over, we have a 13 megapixel rear camera, LED flash, got this touch panel, DOOGEE logo and an external speaker. Now the only other phone that I've seen, the only other phone that I've reviewed recently with a rear touch panel was the Oppo N1. Now the Oppo N1 is obviously a much larger phone, and I can understand why Oppo had a rear touch panel on there. I'm not sure how useful the rear touch will be on such a small device such as the DOOGEE 800, but it's a nice touch anyway, and you never know, we might use it more than we expect. The rear just pops off like so, and as you can see we've got these connectors here for the rear touch. Inside we have space for 2 SIM cards, and these are both regular size SIM cards, and we have space for a micro SD card up to 64 GB. Let's pop the battery in and boot it up. Okay, I've already booted up the DOOGEE once before, and I've already gone through the Okay, so as I was saying, I've already booted up the DOOGEE once before, and on the first boot up you go through a setup screen. So this is your normal lock screen. We've got a customized Android ROM on here, and if we go into the settings, we go to About the Phone, you can see that we're running Android 4.4.2. Let's bring that in and we can have a better look at it. Sorry, I just moved this to manual focus. There you go, Android 4.4.2. And if I tap on that, we get the Android KitKat Easter egg. So we know we're running Android 4.4.2. So this is really good, considering this is a, you know, an affordable Chinese Android smartphone, and considering it's using the quad-core MT6582 processor. For DOOGEE to get KitKat on here so quickly, well, I mean, quick compared to a Chinese brand, is quite an accomplishment. Alright, let's have a look at some of these features on here. First thing, let's have a look at the rear touch panel. Now if we go into the settings, and we scroll down, we come to a rear touch panel settings panel. You can see it's already activated, and we've got a few different shortcuts here. Apparently if I long press it in the camera, it will switch from camera mode to video camera mode. A single click in the camera will take a photo, and a double click will either end the call or bring me to the settings panel. Alright, so let's have a quick look. So I've got this rear touch panel here. If I double click it, I should go to the settings. And there you go. And now I should be able to scroll, there you go, scroll up and down. Okay, let's see what else we can do. If I pop this into the camera, if I just simply press the rear, it should take a photo. Yep, so it takes photos. And if I long press, it should take me to the video camera, I think. Okay, maybe not, there you go. Oh, the front camera, hello. And back again. So it's I mean, it's quite a cool little feature. I'm not sure how often I will use it, but it is an interesting feature. And you can see we can scroll through photos if we touch it. There you go. These are photos I've already been taking with it, playing around. So you can scroll through the photos, and a double click again will take me to the settings. So it's a nice little feature, and you know, a very interesting one for an affordable phone, and you know, such a small one. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Let's go back into the camera. So according to the specs, we've got a 13 megapixel camera on the rear and an 8 megapixel on the front. If I just bring in the DOOGEE case, wherever I've put it, if I just bring in the charger, I'll take some photos of that. So these are normal photos, they capture quite quickly, and we've got burst mode too. If I pop it into HDR, see how long it takes to record a HDR photo. Around 5 or 6 seconds. So not the fastest in the world, but let's have a look at the quality. Oh, it's not showing me, there we go. Oh, that's strange. Let's try another one. Alright. Well, for some reason I can't go into the HDR photos from the gallery, which is interesting. Okay, so what else we have here? We have a beauty mode on here too. And we've got some other features down here. Panorama mode as well. Live photo mode. Gives us a full screen mode for taking the photos, which is really nice. And this is a HDR photo, so it takes a bit longer to record. Alright, good. So those are the camera features. It's pretty good. I mean, it's slow for taking photos, but overall the actual photo quality looks okay. A little bit noisy here and there, but we'll have to have a good look at them on a computer. Alright, what else do we have? If we go into the app drawer, we can see we've got Gmail already built in here. Yes, we have Google Play Store, and we've got Google Search as well. But I've not connected to the Wi-Fi just yet. Alright, so that's about it for this for the moment. So this is a quad-core Android 4.4.2 smartphone from DOOGEE. It comes with a rear touch panel and an additional rear cover. It feels very, very comfortable in the hand. It's quite small. You know, things that I've noticed, there are no backlit buttons here. There's no back, you know, on the capacitive buttons, which is something I know a lot of people don't like. But overall, it's a pretty well-spec phone. I think this is selling for well under $200. I'll have to check that and write that up in the article with the video. From what I can see, it's a smart-looking phone. This compared to similar phones from, say, Zoppo, and I've got to say that DOOGEE looks stunning. Really is a great little phone. Okay, we're going to do a full write-up on this review. So keep an eye out for that, and we'll see you all very, very soon. Goodbye.